Good afternoon, guys, and welcome along. Apologies about the music in the background. I think I've got it killed now. So today is, we're at 10 past 2 on Monday the 6th of February 2023. And as I think I mentioned in the description for the video, today we're going to have a look and see whether the recent gains that we'd seen in the market have held or not. Now this must just be where I had sort of left off the last time we looked at the practice account. So it's actually showing we're on the 3 times leverage representation of the S&P 500 here. As you can see, the sort of the most recent move is still generally towards the up. It is down 4% for the day, but you know, compared to this time last week we're up 6%. Compared to this time a month ago we're up nearly 18%, and compared to this time nearly 3 months ago up 18% as well. So I still think that is looking pretty positive. Let's have a look at the 2 times leverage just to see what it looks like. Basically similar sort of picture, just a bit less of an amplitude, so down about 2.4% today, but the other 3 as before all up by sort of proportionately similar amounts. Let's look at the actual market, the S&P 500. So today there, as we can see, down 1.25% exactly, going by that. What can you say? It's Monday. I was going to say Monday morning. It's not quite Monday morning. It'll be Monday morning in the United States in about 15 minutes when the market opens over there. 9 a.m. I believe. Or at least thereabouts. So I think it's fair to say that so far it looks as if things are holding. I wouldn't read too much into a drop of 1.25% whenever compared to this time last week we're up 4.25% and 6% compared to a month ago. I think that still looks healthy. In fact, to be quite honest with you, if that had continued to rocket as opposed to what we see here, I would actually be more concerned, because it's when you see a real rocket that you kind of you sort of think what goes up must come down, you know what I mean? So this very slight drop actually reassures me as opposed to concerning me. I think we've I think we're good here, at least in the meantime. If I bring this down a bit, if I can, you will see what I consider to be the opportunity gap. Let me just advance that line a little bit and try and keep it in the same place, apart from advancing it. Okay, so going by that, if we say this is our historical trend line, that would put fair market value today in around about the £79 mark, and at current prices we're only at 64.63. That does suggest to me that there is a significant opportunity gap there, a significant buying opportunity to get best value out of the market before it really has recovered in any kind of earnest. If I was sitting on a big pot of money right now, even though we're in positive territory in terms of this theoretical portfolio, I would be putting it in. I would not be sitting on the sidelines right now. With that said, actually guys, let's go ahead and buy our weekly £120 worth of the S&P 500, provided by Vanguard. That's going to buy us around about 1.8 and a half shares at the current value. We'll have a review of the order, and we're buying this today on Trading 212's practice platform. We're on a roughly 8-year financial independence hypothetical journey. I have sent that through. I believe it has executed. Let's have a look. It has executed. I'm going to therefore suggest that I believe everything has updated. We now have a portfolio value of just over £5,500. The portfolio is up just over 3.2%, and the average price is currently £62.5. That is basically it. I just want to have a look and see what is. I want to look and see. I want to just make sure that those values did actually update. Yes, it doesn't actually tell me what the value was before that. That's a bit of a pity, really. Well, I wonder, is there any way of seeing in terms of number of shares, perhaps? So we bought that amount, so it doesn't tell you how many you now have. Maybe you'll see some of the functions of Trading 212 just as I flick about here. Okay, so interestingly there you can see the number of shares that we have. So currently we only have 86.27 shares, and with their price, that gives us our market value. The price shown here actually is going to represent the average price that we bought those shares at, whereas the market value will be the quantity multiplied by the current price, I would expect. Let me just confirm that with a calculator. Okay, so the quantity we're seeing is 86.27. I'll not add in the rest of the decimals, so just multiply it by the current price, 64.66, say. And that gives us 5578. Yeah, 2-1. Okay, so I'm not worried about the 2-1. So that's how you get the market value, is the quantity multiplied by the current price, and then your result here comes from your quantity multiplied by the average price, probably. So if we go 86.27, that's this figure down here, multiplied by the average price, which is 62.59, or it's also shown here. Multiplied 62.59 gives us 533. So remember 5399. Okay, so remember 5399.63, because we're going to subtract it from this. So 5399.63. So we're taking this number subtracting 5399, was it 63 did we say? Can't remember. Let's see if we get the right result. 178.83. Okay, we've got 178.46 with a very slight difference here. Things may have moved in the meantime, but roughly that lets you see that is basically how those figures are worked out and what those represent. Just to show you, actually, if you use the gear wheel, the settings thing here, you can add in or take away different parameters. There's current price isn't currently selected. If we add that in, you can see then whether the price is rising or falling, and I think you can reorder these as well. Yeah, you can. So you can move them about. So you can kind of, I suppose, if you wanted to, you could have quantity and price, which is basically how much you've bought and how much you've paid on average, and then next to that you can see the current price. So even though it's falling, you can see that it's still higher than the price you paid. That just gives you maybe a little bit of an indication. I actually thought, oh no, it's the result I'm thinking on. Okay, if your result's negative, it'll be in red. Not sure if it'll have a minus against it as we have here, but it'll certainly be in red. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's have a look over on this one. I always like to see that one. Okay, this is good. Okay, now let me see if I do it this way. Right, you can not really see it on this view, but if you look up in this corner up here, whenever I switch that to a 3-month view, you can see that previously the blue line was lagging below the grey line, and the grey line was the amount invested. Then things come a bit closer, and then they come a bit further away again, and then there's a change from here in the last sort of, is it within the last week or so? From the 2nd of February anyway, then things seem to change over, and the blue line surpasses, it goes beyond the grey line, which is lagging below underneath. Now these lines will trend upwards naturally because we're in the wealth accumulation phase. So in other words, we're constantly adding in £120 every week. So every week the grey line is going to increase by £120 worth. So it is normal that these lines would trend upwards anyway, even if the market was actually flat, because the amount that's invested is increasing. You would see these lines increasing as well. So it's not to mislead you. It's not to say that the price is increasing because of the value of stock increasing. That certainly is the case in the past sort of couple of days there, but that's basically represented by the gap between the two different lines. Okay. So, guys, that I think is it for this week. Unless there's any other developments that I want to draw your attention to later in the week, and if there is, of course, I will make a separate video to discuss that. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Have a great end to your day, and whatever you do, keep investing. Thanks for watching.